Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, it really means a lot to me. I'm looking forward to showing you what I've got in store today. There is a new mod on Steam Workshop called SPLASHITECT, and this basically allows you to add water slides to your theme parks or build a water park. And just a disclaimer, these are not fully functional rides, they are just custom scenery pieces that you put down to look like slides. So the guests can't actually ride them, but they look really cool nevertheless. They've been modeled really well. Yeah, I've actually spoken to the guy who made them, and he's asked my opinion on them, etc. So I'm gonna just share this little video about it. The first thing when you open up the mod is that there's a lot of pieces and it's very overwhelming. So I've just placed all the pieces on the floor. That way I think they're much easier to build a slide. You can just kind of use the tool picker and select which piece you need. I'm going to make a simple just steep drop slide just to show you kind of how I do it. So I'm just kind of selecting the pieces I need. They are all labeled, so if you want to check kind of what piece you need for the next bit, you can just look in the window and it will tell you what it's called. The start and finish pieces are labeled start and finish, and the curve pieces are a bit more complex because they go in different angles and stuff, so when you're trying to join them together it can be quite tricky. Once you've kind of figured out what pieces go together, you start to get the hang of it. So that's the slide done. I'm just going to add like a tunnel on the top. I want to have like a tunnel before it goes down the main drop. By doing this, I just use the tool picker again, select the piece that I want to put the tunnel on, and it normally takes you to around about where that tunnel piece is in the window. So that's the kind of how I've gotten around that. So I don't have to search through all the tunnel pieces because I've only laid down the basic slide pieces on the floor. So that's the slide done. Now I'm going to add some supports using a pillar. I'm just going to put these up as close to the slide as I can without them poking through the slide. And then once I've done that, I'm going to take another piece from the Parkitect toolbox mod set. You can use any piece you like, but I'm just using this piece, and I've just sat it inside the pillar there just to touch the slide. I'm going to take a cylinder from the shapes, and I'm going to put that around the bottom of the pillars just to make a footer, and then a pole from the Shy Guys dining set as the bolts. This is something I do very often. If you're used to my videos, you would have seen me do this over and over and over again. So I'm going to use the splash effect just to add some animation to the top and the bottom of the slide. And then I'm going to add this steel support here as the tower for the slide, a path cover there for the floor, and then the fences from Shy Guys 4. You can use any fences you like, I just like these fences a lot. I'm just going to dot those around the edge there to add like a railing at the top of the slide. And then I'm going to go into the catwalks mod set and actually use the emergency exit stairs and as the stairs up to the slide. You could use the in-game paths or anything any way to get up to the top of the slides. I just think these catwalk pieces look the best in my opinion because they're quite small, they're very narrow, and I think it's more kind of what the stairs on water slides are kind of like in real life. I do wish we had some spiral staircases as well, but we don't have those unfortunately, not in the game or a mod. But I'm just using these pieces. This took me a little while, but I did actually save the stairs as a blueprint, so if I build more slides and I do it this way, I can just keep using those that blueprint for the stairs to wrap around the support structure. So I found that to be the quickest way to do it. Just going to save that now as a blueprint and then just finish up the slide. Then it's going to add some little details on the end, like some terra painting and that kind of thing. There is one thing I like to do though, which is take the mini monorail. I've done this quite often in my parks. I did it in my Busch Gardens project, and what I do is I just sit it down and then I just lay a piece of the track down underneath the slide, and this acts as like a steel beam support. I think it looks really cool. It's not necessary at all to do this, but I think it looks cool. I like to do it. I just kind of decided to do it out of the blue for this water slide because I thought it needs a support underneath, so I chose to do the mini monorail because I've done it before, like I said, and I think it looks really cool. So I'm happy with that, but of course, again, not something that you have to do if you're doing a slide. Terra painting now, like I said, and then that's basically that slide done. So like I said, I built quite a simple drop slide there just to kind of show you how I do it. But I did actually play around with some of the pieces before I started filming just so I could get a hang of what I was doing. I tried to make a bit of a complex slide to start off with. I got a little bit frustrated. I should have started with something a bit more simple. But now I'm going to show you one of the slides that I did. This is more of like a curved kind of slide, one that maybe you go down go down the slide on in a ring or something. But again, using the same method, I'm just taking the tool picker and selecting the pieces that I think I need, and if they don't quite match, I pick one that's, you know, a bit similar, just to try and make sure it all lines up properly. The mod set is a little bit complicated to begin with, but then once you've kind of played around with it, it does become a lot more simple, and you start to realize really what pieces fit and stuff. So it's really cool. I really like it. I think it's a great addition to the mod Steam Workshop. And I used to love playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 with all the water slides and stuff, so it's great to see that we have a way of making water parks in Parkitect now, even though they're not functional, like I said, but it's a really cool thing. I do love a water park. I haven't actually been to that many water parks because I'm definitely more of a theme park enthusiast. I love my roller coasters, but sometimes if there's a water park and I am at a theme park for a few days, like in Spain when I went to Aventura a few years ago, I do take a day and visit the water park just to kind of, you know, have the experience, and I do love a water slide. So yeah, but my knowledge on water parks is nowhere near as good as theme parks, and I don't know an awful lot about the slides and the manufacturers and all that kind of stuff like I do with my roller coasters. So if there's any like water slides enthusiasts out there, I don't know if that is a real thing or not, but if I do anything wrong or say anything wrong about water slides, then do correct me down below in the comment section, because I really don't know much about slides. But I think, you know, these look real, they look like real slides. I'm doing my best to make them look like real slides. But I'm really feeling the colour scheme that I did for this one. This is one of my favourite colour schemes actually on roller coasters as well. I think it's a really cool combination of colours, so I just wanted to use that for this slide. That's the slide done now, so I'm just going to use the same pieces to do the tower where the guests get up to the slide. This one is actually done on like a bit of a mid-height kind of level, so I've had to improvise a little bit with the steel support tower, as that only actually goes up to half and full heights, but I get around that just by adding some pillars in from the pillars section and putting some of the beams at the side. For the floor, again, use my blueprint for the stairs that I made, and I'm just going to fill in the little gaps with the height and with some extra pieces. And again, doing the same thing, I'll put some fences around the top from Shy Guys 4, and I'll pop a few flags on the top or something. You could even make a building on top of yours, or you could add umbrellas or something. But yeah, that's basically the slide done. It wasn't hard. I put some splash effects in it again, like I said. I'm going to save these slides as blueprint. I'll pop them on the Steam Workshop if you want to download these ones, so you don't have to build your own. They're not the best slides in the world. I know they're quite basic, quite simple. I kind of wish I had spent more time and done some really windy slides, lots of maybe 4 or 5 different slides on one tower. Maybe I'll have time in the future to do that, and maybe I'll build a full-size water park at some point and do like a lazy river and have a big like wave pool and lots of slides, and maybe I could theme some or something. So maybe that's like a future project I could do. But right now I just wanted to do something quite simple and basic, just to play around with the mod set a little bit. To support curves, I use a pillar in the middle, and then I just use some beams, and I just stick them out at the correct height to support each part of the slide, and I do that for every curve. As far as I know, that's how most water slides are supported in real life, so I just wanted to kind of create the same looking kind of style. But once I finish this slide, I'm actually going to show you some quick time lapse of some other slides that I made, and I'm going to throw together a really small water park, just so you can kind of see what you could do with the game. But thanks for watching. Stick around to the end just to see if you want to see the rest of the slides that I build, and I appreciate you all watching. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Go download this mod set if you want to play it. It's really cool. I really recommend it, and have a good time with it. Stay cool, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.